Happy Saturday, everyone. Welcome to Take 5. I'm your host, Carla Salinas, and when you think of medics, you might think ambulances, but these individuals are saving lives a little differently, and I got the chance to visit Airlift 5 in Weslaco. If you've ever been stuck in traffic and found yourself looking up into the sky and seen this helicopter, then chances are you're looking at some of the coolest guys you'll ever meet, and they're on their way to save someone's life. This is Handmade pilot Richard Garza, and he flies the only air hospital in the Rio Grande Valley.
We're able to provide critical care to patients who are in dire need of it. Either it's a scene call or interfacility transportation, we can handle it. We're basically a flying ICU unit.
And when it comes to a critical situation where seconds could make the difference between life and death, this helicopter provides the highest quality of care in the sky. The craft even carries whole blood on board for patients who need a blood transfusion. The only thing they can't do on board is surgery, but they can certainly take a patient to the nearest hospital within minutes.
The whole blood has made a huge impact on a lot of the patients. These trauma patients, again, are getting, fluid administration, which is only a hold for a short period of time. Whole blood is giving them so much more. Air Methods is able to provide that, and that's something I think that is important to really focus on when it comes to how important the helicopter is able to bridge that gap between the ER and the patient in the field.
Now, the Airlift 5 crew consists of a pilot, a paramedic, and a flight nurse. They live and sleep here at the station in Weslaco where they wait for the call.
Airlift 5, team flight, Stark County, motor vehicle accident, pending our weather, Airlift 5.
Being that we're the only aircraft operator and being that we're so secluded from the rest of the state, to provide that is fairly important. Even in these rural communities and rural counties, people that are in urgent need of this kind of care, it is definitely critical to have.
Where we can provide a higher level of care or assist them with moving multiple patients or, again, decreasing the amount of transport time to a level 1 or level 2 trauma facility here in the valley.
While we were speaking with the Airlift 5 crew, we got to witness a real call come in, and we saw just how quickly they sprung into action.
Clear!
Pilot Richie has been a helicopter pilot for 10 years. Prior to being a pilot, he was actually a police officer, and he's known for being extremely detail-oriented. Most recently, he completed his ATP certification, which is the highest level of a certification a pilot can receive through the FAA. Flight paramedic Rolando Longoria is a Valley native, and he's been a paramedic for 15 years, and he's a true professional. When a call comes in, he doesn't hesitate. Flight nurse TJ Lopez is also a Valley native, and he's worked across the country, but he's now proud to serve his home. He's been in the healthcare industry for 20 years, and he's actually dual certified, so while he's a flight nurse, he's also a paramedic.
We don't hire anybody without experience. We don't hire anybody with a little bit of experience. We're plucking from the very top of that pool of paramedics, nurses, and pilots that the care that you're going to receive, should you ever encounter us, the care that you're going to receive is top notch.
So we wanted to see just how quickly we could get up and off the ground and across the valley in case of an emergency. So photojournalist Jonathan Camacho and I hopped on board and got ready for takeoff. And when I asked him where he usually lands the helicopter during emergencies, he told me he'll even land in someone's backyard if he needs to. We got from Weslaco to McAllen and back in minutes, proving if you're in trouble and you need help right away, these guys are your best bet. After spending the day riding a helicopter and seeing one of the most beautiful views I've ever seen, my favorite part was meeting the Airlift 5 crew. And I don't know about you, but I feel a lot safer knowing if I'm ever in trouble and need medical help right away, these guys will be right by my side, ready to provide care in no time. So the next time you're outside and you see this helicopter in the sky, know there's some heroes in there saving a life. So Richard, Rolando, and TJ, thank you for what you do. This place is providing a space for people of all ages to ease the stress. Check out Mental Maintenance in Edinburgh. Having a rough day? Feeling a little overwhelmed, maybe even brokenhearted? This place is for you. Mental Maintenance was made to be a sanctuary where you can come release some stress in a fun and healthy way. And owner Erica Flores thought of everything, and she wants to make sure you're leaving a new you after your visit to Mental Maintenance.
We have 2 smash rooms where you can go release all that anger or hurt that you might have. You have a paint splatter room where you can go and you can paint, have fun with your friends, family, get each other a little dirty, have some laughs, and just have some fun. And then we have a photo op section that allows us to take some pictures and take some fun pictures, so that's what we want to do here.
So the experience here starts with some pictures in the photo room. You may have noticed the beautiful background behind Erica. This is a mural made by a local artist named Lisa Sines, and you're more than free to take some really cool pics with it.
We wanted to provide a place where you can go take pictures, not worry about the rain, not worry about the sun, the heat, and just an indoor location. Also to go with the different themes that go on every month.
Like the back to school displays and even Barbie photo ops. So after you take some really cool pictures, it's time to head into the smash room that Erica mentioned earlier. Now, it's called a smash room, not a raid room, for a reason here at Mental Maintenance.
Because we wanted to focus on the positive. With the mental health awareness right now, with the state that we've been in recently for the past few years, we wanted to make sure we kept it positive.
So I was ready to let off some steam and do some smashing myself. But before I can do so, I've got to get into some gear to protect myself. So the staff at Mental Maintenance helped me get into my uniform for the day.
That good?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
good. That's like squeezing my brain.
Yes.
I was feeling very protected, so I did what any reasonable TV host would do. I went to town. What? Sometimes you just have to get it out of your system. I came out of that smash room feeling super relaxed. That was good. But the fun is not over yet. We've still got one more room to explore.
We have the canvases with the paint, and we have red, blue, yellow, green, orange, hot pink, and purple. And then you can paint on there with brushes. We have splatter brushes, and then we also have the squirt bottles. And that's the most popular because everyone wants to have fun and throw it around at each other.
And that I did. Full disclosure, no photojournalists were harmed in the making of this segment, but they certainly were splattered. Sorry, Rick. After such an incredible day at Mental Maintenance, I was feeling on top of the world, and I truly found a new meaning to meeting some R&R. So now, it's your turn.
You can look us up at www.mentalmaintenancellc.com. That way you can come in, get suited up for whatever you're going to do, and get started.
Packing lunch for our kids this back-to-school season doesn't have to be stressful. Joining us today is licensed nutritionist Mel Acosta to teach us how to make some easy and healthy snacks. Mel, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be here today.
Me too, and we have an array of different types of meals here. Can you explain a little bit about the meals and how nutritious they really are?
Yeah, so the biggest thing we have to focus on is obviously making sure that the child is eating healthy, right? So you're gonna see on the trays different types of food groups. So we have like the veggie component, the fruit component.
It looks so good. Tell me how long it takes to create these types of meals for kids.
Okay, so usually it takes anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes.
Perfect.
If you guys can see, I have everything already pretty much, it's pre-packaged, guys. The thing that takes the longest is just, you know, slicing up maybe the cucumbers, but even just like the apple slices, the strawberries, those are things that already come pre-packaged. So it's very, very simple. It's not gonna take more than 5 to 10 minutes to prepare.
Awesome. Okay, Mel, well, I'm excited to create one of these meals. What do you say we do the pizza one?
Yeah, sure, absolutely. The preparation method, all you have to do is pop this open. You're gonna lay it out.
Okay, lay it out.
Lay it out, and we're gonna add the marinara sauce on top. So you just basically put a little bit, you know, just enough of marinara sauce, and you're gonna sprinkle a little bit of cheese on top of the marinara sauce. So it's basically like literally a pizza roll.
A pizza.
Yeah, and you're just gonna roll it up. and you're gonna prep it in the oven for about, 5 to 7 minutes is usually the time that we prep at 350. We're using just the low-fat cheese.
Okay, and then healthy marinara. So what makes this healthier?
That one is gonna be lower in sodium. And of course, just looking at the plate, you'll see that we have our veggie component right there.
Okay.
And of course, we have our fruit component, which is the blueberries, right? And then we have our grain component, which in this case is going to be our pizza crust. And of course, we're going to get some of that from the pretzels. And then finally, the protein component is going to be coming in from our cheese. This is something that is quick. It's going to be easy. And this is actually one of the favorite for the kids.
How do you know how to portion size this part of the pizza?
Normally, you always want to make sure that half of the plate is veggies. Okay. And of course, you need to have your grain component. That is basically just already a serving size because of the size of the actual tray. So at least 1/4 of the plate does need to be whole grains. And then of course, the fruit component, veggie component. The more veggies, the better, right?
Okay.
We always know that the more veggies that you add, you can always load up on more veggies, and that's the best recommendation.
Well, that's the key here. And so I hope you guys will try this out at home. It looks so delicious. And I thank you so much, Mel, for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me today. I truly appreciate you guys, and I hope to see, the RGV community getting their nutrition counseling services with us.
No, definitely. And thank you so much. Everybody have a great time going back to school.
Bye-bye.
From gin to vodka to moonshine, this place is crafting it all. We'll tell you all about it when Take 5 returns. We've all seen the Port Isabel Lighthouse when driving to South Padre Island, but did you know there's a distillery right next door that specializes in gin, vodka, and even moonshine? Take 5's Trista Castillo visits Rio Grande Distillery in Port Isabel.
Today we're taking you to Port Isabel's hidden gem. Located right next to the causeway, you'll find Rio Grande Distillery, where we got to talk to the man himself, Jared Henry, who is the Valley's master distiller for moonshine, whiskey, gin, and vodka. Jared says he's from southern Missouri and started distilling his own moonshine at a really young age. So I know a little bit about moonshine. Can you tell our viewers at home who don't know about moonshine just what it is and how you guys distill it?
So moonshine is basically a white whiskey. Moonshine is just the alcohol before it's placed in the barrel. And here it is distilled from barley and corn. So we make a traditional moonshine. It's very smooth and it's the base of all of our agua frescas drinks. And then from that, we grow the moonshine. We can take that and redistill it and clean it up. We make that into a vodka. Then we take the vodka, we redistill that again. We can convert that into a gin.
Oh wow,
make a very fine gin. And so basically moonshine is the base spirit for what we create here in Rio Grande Distillery.
So why the Rio Grande Valley?
We're running from the law.
Well, we can cut that part out.
You asked. Actually, people like that stuff. Everybody likes a bandit.
And so you have different flavors of moonshine, as you can see behind
Yes.
me. So tell me a little bit about the flavors.
I wanted to do something that was local, to us here, nobody had done before. So I take aguas frescas, horchata, mango, watermelon. I turn it into a liqueur, a 50 proof liqueur. And we make also apple pie. That's a very popular moonshine. People like that a lot. If they try it, it tastes like an apple pie coming right out of the oven. We have a very broad range of drinks here. Like I said, they're all handcrafted and, as far as I'm concerned, some of the best drinks in the valley.
So let's try it out. Wow, you made me into a gin person.
So you can buy here from the distillery. We do sell direct to customers as they come in. Our gin is in Specs and Feldman's around the valley. If you don't see it, ask for it.
Rio Grande Distillery is located at 110A North Garcia in Port Isabel. So go ahead and try some awesome valley-made drinks and crafted food. For Take 5, I'm Trista Castillo.
Okay guys, it's about that time for Take 5 Off, and this week we have Handmade with Love by Prissy in the house, and I'm here with the owner, Priscilla Garcia, who's giving our viewers a very special discount. Priscilla, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you for letting me come.
So tell me a little bit about Handmade with Love. How did you guys start?
So it's just crafting. I started with my cups, of course, and then it ended up going into mug toppers and then into freshies. I love crafting, and I've been doing it for many years.
And so you're giving our viewers a very special discount on some of these things. Tell me about it.
So the freshies are going to be for the month of August. If you say Take 5 or you saw me at Take 5, you'll be getting them buy one, get one half off. And all my freshies are $10, so the next one will be $5. My mug toppers for the month of August are also going to be $5.
Okay, so we have to go through some of the stuff that you brought for us here today. So you were telling me that the marshmallows are actually your bestseller, is that right?
Yes, the hot cocoa is my bestseller. So they're called mug toppers. Of course, I have other little ones that are for display, but the main ones are the mug toppers.
Okay, now you gotta tell me about some of these freshies over here.
I do my own aroma beads. I mix them, I do the essential oils, and I cure them. I also use micas to paint them, and I decorate them as well.
It's so adorable. I love all of these so much.
Thank you.
You can never go wrong. It's like kind of personalizing
so
a car a little bit.
Yeah, just to give it a decoration in your car.
Okay, now we gotta go on to my favorite. When you brought these out, I was so excited because these cups are so beautiful. You can really tell just how much time you put into something like this. Tell us about them.
So all my cups, I make them as like if they were for me. So that's why they're all like girl blingy, and they have their own little unique things on them.
Yeah, no, look at the sunflower one.
Yes, the sunflower is my favorite, and it has the sunflower top.
And it's a snow globe?
Yes, it's a snow globe. So you mix these around, and the glitter flows to the bottom.
Okay, now you're actually having a market today where our viewers can shop today and get that special discount.
Yes, correct.
Tell me about it.
That's going to be at First Methodist Church in McAllen off of McCaw. And we're there from 5 till 9. And we are the host for the market. So I'll be setting up as well, and you could all see my products out there.
And Priscilla, where can our viewers find you if they do want to place an order with you and just follow you on social media?
So on my social media, you could find me on Instagram and Facebook under Handmade with Love by Prissy.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today, Priscilla.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, don't go anywhere. Here's what's coming up on Take 5. This organization is saving lives through fantasy football. How you can help when Take 5 returns. Yaki Animal Rescue is a nonprofit no-kill animal rescue. Their goal is to help and find a home for these four-legged babies, and joining us today is Alyssa Cerrone and Jonathan Quesada to talk about Yaki's upcoming initiative for all the football fans. Thank you guys so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us again.
So Alyssa, tell us a little bit about Yaki.
So we are a nonprofit no-kill rescue located in Sullivan City. And we exist to help the stray animals of the Rio Grande Valley. So we have everything from cats to dogs, horses, pigs, chickens, cows. We rescue almost any animal you can think of.
And so I mentioned that we have a very special surprise for the football fans. What's going on with Yaki?
So with Yaki, what we're doing is we're participating with 12 Valley businesses to help us to create a charity fantasy football league. So the premise about this is trying to create a low barrier of entry for people to adopt. So in cooperation with 12 businesses, what they're going to do is participate in our actually fantasy football league. So for the nerds like us out there, it's a really good time to participate in. And quite honestly, it was trying to find out how popular it really is. So according to the Fantasy Sports and Gaming Association, like 62 million people per year participate in. So when we did a little bit more research, we noticed that there are people who like to do it for charity. And so we thought about trying to reach an animal rescue that we felt was in need of help. And so really what it is it's an opportunity for value businesses to help the community.
How is it kind of gonna work? Do people get to sponsor these animals? I know we have some very special slideshows with all of these cuties.
Yeah, so there were 12 animals that were selected by Yaki Animal Rescue to participate in. So each business is going to be a sponsor for one of them. And so that sponsorship pays for the adoption fees to be waived to any qualifying adopter. So with that participation in, they'll come to our draft, and our draft party will be held at 5x5 Marine Company in Mission.
And Alyssa, we obviously have a very special guest today. Tell us who this is.
So this is Rocky, and he's been with us since about 2013, and unfortunately he's never been adopted. He is one of our senior dogs and one of our longest residents, so we chose him to be a part of fantasy football because we really would like him to live out the rest of his life in a home. He's very happy at the ranch, but we want him to get to be comfortable with a family. He has a great disposition, very calm, good with kids, good with other dogs. If you're looking for a low maintenance pet, he's your guy.
I love him so much, and he's been so good here at the KRGV studios so far. Now guys, where can people go to for more information, and if they want to get involved and maybe help out with Yaki?
If they want to learn more about the fantasy football fundraiser, they can find our event page on Facebook. And then just for basic information about Yaki, they can go to our website or to our Facebook and Instagram pages.
Well, thank you guys both so much for joining us. Looking for a forever friend? Take 5's Millicent Olivares might just have the perfect addition to your family.
It's another week, Carla, and we have a new cutie here for you. This here is Felix, and he's from the Wesleco Animal Care Services. He is a traveler. Look at him go. He is actually looking for his new forever home. He's 12 weeks. As you can see, he's very teeny tiny, but all he's looking for is some love. In fact, Felix is just one in a litter of 6. His brothers and sisters are also available for adoption, and of course, Felix, his siblings, and all the other animals at the Wesleco Animal Care Services are up to date on their latest vaccinations. With these 3-digit temperatures, there is no better time than now to try and help these babies beat the heat in their new forever homes. For Take 5's Pet of the Week, I'm Millicent Olivares.
If you're looking for something fun to do this weekend, we've got you covered when Take 5 returns. Here's what's going on across the valley. Quinta Mazatlan is hosting a native plant gardening workshop today from 2:30 to 4 p.m. Learn about native plants in RGV, and admission is only $5. For all the soccer fans, the RGV FC Toros take on the Phoenix Rising tonight at the HEB Park. Thank you all for spending your Saturday morning with us. Join us tomorrow as we take an inside look at a business that's been making boats for generations. Have a great Saturday, everyone.